Hey friends, welcome back. The thing that's been on my mind today is this question that one of my teachers asked me today, and it's what would your life look like in 20 years? And don't get me wrong, I've thought of this question before. I'm sure all of us have thought of this before, but today my perspective on the question was changed. Because originally I thought, well, let's see. If I were to think in 20 years what my life would look like, my mind immediately goes to what kind of accomplishments will I have done? Like what company will I be running, right? Like how much money will I be making each year and all these different things, all these external accomplishments, right? And that can be really daunting and pretty much pointless actually when you think about it because when I start thinking, I'm like, well, let's say I go to college this year and then I graduate this year. What point in time will I be at 20 years? And all these things. So then it's less what do you want your life to look like in 20 years and more like how do you predict your life will look like in 20 years? And so much can change in 20 years that all those external factors, like I might not even end up going to college, who knows, right? All those external factors might change and then your original prediction and your whole process of thinking is just totally useless because like who it all just changed. But my teacher today gave me a really new interesting perspective on it. And it's what are people going to say about you in 20 years? And she gave this example of do I want people to refer to me as that person who is always doom scrolling on their phone? Or do I want them to know me as someone who can appreciate a walk outside in nature without headphones in, listening to something? And that just flipped everything in my brain around because I thought of it as what are the external things that I'm going to have get done in 20 years to have accomplished. And she switched that perspective to internal, right? What are people going to think about me in 20 years, right? Like what little habits and what little things internally, things that regardless of where I go in my life, if I go to college or not, what job I have, you know, whatever, are people going to think of me as that guy who can stay calm in stressful situations, right? Or who always holds the door for someone, or who who can encourage the team or whatever, you know? And that I think that's just something that everyone should have in the back there of their minds. Like that's a really good thing to think about is not when you think about your future, you're thinking, what will I have done? You say, how can I best use the compounding habit formation that time gives to really implement some character traits internally that I would be proud to display and to have displayed over the next 20 years. So, just a thought. Um, if you relate at all with what I'm saying or, you have some thoughts on it, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And yeah, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.